Imagine a world where sanity isn't a given, but a fragile whisper against a roaring ocean of shared delusion. We crave the comfort of a collective narrative, a soft lie we can all nestle into, safe from jagged edges. But what if you're the one anomaly, the inconvenient memory in a world determined to forget? What if you carry the weight of a truth no one else dares to acknowledge, a history too painful to bear? This is the gut-wrenching cost of being the only one who remembers the truth. The first sacrifice, your peace of mind. The quiet dread that gnaws at the edges of every interaction. Every conversation becomes a tightrope walk. Every shared smile, a reminder of what they don't know. You see the cracks in their constructed reality, the threads fraying, the illusions they desperately cling to. Your memory has become a weapon you can't use, a loaded gun pointed inward. They offer you their version of truth, a soothing balm that burns your very soul. You learn to nod, to smile, to parrot their lies, each word a betrayal of yourself. The quiet conversations, the shared jokes, all feel tainted by the unspoken immense weight. Your mind becomes a battlefield, fighting the urge to speak, to shatter their peace. The burden of carrying history alone is not noble. It is isolating, corrosive, maddening. Every day is a performance, a struggle to appear normal, to not expose the raw nerve within. They say ignorance is bliss. You now know it's a brutal, absolute truth. The world becomes a stage, and you, the only audience member who knows the script, is a lie. Your memories, once cherished, transform into haunting echoes, constant reminders of betrayal. The truth is a burning coal in your hand. You can't hold it, you can't drop it. You try to speak, to share the burden, but your words dissolve into incomprehensible whispers. They accuse you of madness, of delusion, of seeking to destroy their precious reality. The chasm between you and the world widens, a terrifying, unbridgeable gap. You become a ghost in your own life, moving silently through scenes you no longer belong to. The past isn't just history. It's a living wound, constantly reopened by their ignorance. Every anniversary, every monument, every celebration feels like a cruel mockery. You search for allies, for another pair of eyes that can see, another mind that remembers. Hope flickers, a tiny ember, but the darkness of universal denial often smothers it. The pain isn't just in what happened, it's in the erasing, the deliberate act of rewriting. And with each erased memory, a piece of your own identity crumbles, questioning your very existence. The sheer exhaustion of holding that line, day after day, year after year, is unfathomable. Sleep offers no escape, only nightmares where the truth screams louder, demanding recognition. You witness the perpetuation of the very injustice you remember, helpless to intervene. The truth isn't liberating when it's your private prison, built by the walls of collective amnesia. You question your own sanity, again and again. Is it you who is wrong? The gaslighting isn't just from others, it's the internal voice whispering, "You're crazy." You become a living archive, a repository of pain, a keeper of unwanted secrets. This isn't heroism, it's a curse, a permanent scar on your soul. The warmth of human connection feels distant, a luxury you can no longer afford. Every relationship becomes conditional, built on the fragile foundation of their ignorance. The price of memory is paid in loneliness, in the silence that surrounds your true self. You watch them build their castles on sand, knowing the tide will inevitably turn. But when it does, will they thank you, or will they resent you for seeing it coming? The constant vigilance, the alertness to every twisted word, every historical revision. You become a detective of despair, constantly unearthing more evidence of their comfortable blindness. The raw fury that surges when you hear a blatant lie presented as undeniable fact. And the chilling realization that they are not just ignorant, but actively choosing to forget. This choice is a weapon, wielded unconsciously, but lethally effective. The world rebuilds itself on false premises, and you are trapped in its crumbling foundations. Each new generation inherits a distorted legacy, and you are the only one who sees the deception. The weight of the unacknowledged past, a silent anchor dragging you down. The constant conflict between what you know and what everyone else insists is real. It is a battle you cannot win, yet one you cannot abandon. The ultimate sacrifice isn't just your sanity, it's your place in the world. You become an outcast, a pariah, whispered about, avoided. The comfort of belonging severed. The shared laughter now hollow. You are Cassandra, cursed to see the future, but never to be believed. Or maybe Sisyphus, pushing the rock of truth up a hill, only for it to roll back down. The energy required to constantly defend your perception of reality is astronomical. Each defense leaves you emptier, more vulnerable, more alone. You see the history repeating, the same mistakes, the same pain, veiled by new rhetoric. The future looms, distorted by the unaddressed lies of the past. Your truth isn't just a memory, it's a living entity demanding recognition. It screams in your dreams, whispers in your waking hours, a constant, unbearable presence. You lose friends, family, career, all for the sake of a truth no one wants. The pain of silence becomes unbearable, but the pain of speaking is greater. Because speaking means confrontation, ridicule, and ultimately, deeper isolation. It means ripping open old wounds for others, wounds they prefer to keep buried. They'd rather hate you than face the implications of your truth. You become a living monument to an inconvenient reality. The internal monologue never stops. What if I'm wrong? What if they're right? But the memory holds firm, an unyielding stone against the tide of denial. It is not stubbornness. It is the raw, visceral understanding that to forget is to betray. To abandon the truth is to abandon the victims, the unheard, the silenced. So you stand, a lonely sentinel, guarding a truth that cuts you deeper than any lie. The world moves on, oblivious, vibrant, and utterly wrong. Their joy feels like a personal insult, a triumph of their convenient forgetting. The temptation to simply let go, to join the comfortable amnesia, is a constant siren call. But something within you refuses, a core of steel forged in the fires of memory. The sheer guts it takes to stand alone, to confront the vastness of human denial. It's a form of quiet, brutal heroism, unrecognized and unrewarded. Your life becomes a silent protest, a living testament to what near Alok's Anchronal happened. The knowledge isn't power, it's a crippling vulnerability. You exist in a state of perpetual mourning, for what was lost and for what they refuse to reclaim. The truth feels like a shard of glass in your heart, always there, always hurting. You dream of a day when the scales might tip, when the collective consciousness awakens. But the weight is excruciating, measured in the slow, agonizing erosion of your own spirit. The ultimate betrayal isn't by those who lied, but by those who willingly believed, and by extension, chose to invalidate your very existence. You are a living monument to a forgotten Holocaust, a silenced uprising, a buried crime. The exhaustion is bone deep, a perpetual ache in your very being. You are a watchman of history, but no one wants the alarm you sound. The price of your unwavering memory is paid in the currency of your own soul. You are the last ember of truth, fighting to glow against an encroaching, suffocating darkness. A darkness woven from willful blindness, comfortable lies, and convenient forgetting. Your mind, once a vibrant landscape, becomes a solitary fortress under siege. Each passing day, another brick crumbles, another wall threatens to fall. The desperate need to validate your own reality is a hunger that cannot be sated. Because without shared truth, truth itself loses its meaning. It becomes merely a private delusion, a personal curse. The ultimate isolation, to be right, yet entirely alone. To hold a mirror to the world, only for the world to turn its back. The raw, unadulterated terror of your own mind becoming your only witness. To remember is to carry the scars of everyone else's amnesia. The future, not a beacon, but a heavy cloak woven from forgotten threads. And your voice, once a cry for justice, slowly diminishes to a silent internal scream. A scream that only you can hear, echoing in the vast, empty chamber of your consciousness. This is the ultimate cost. This is the truth nobody wants to tell.